Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Syaril and my friends. For today, our group Crafter will present on the topic cybersecurity comparison between Kenya, Mongolia and Austria. My name is Noor Atikah Binti Mohamad and my other group members are Azyan Aziemah Binti Zainudin and Siti Aisyah Binti Mohamad Hanafi. The content of this video is divided into 5 sections. The first one is cybersecurity in Kenya, the second one is cybersecurity in Mongolia, the third one is cybersecurity in Austria, and the fourth one is the comparison check of cybersecurity aspect between these 3 countries, and last but not least, a recommendation to improve cybersecurity inside all of this country.
Republic of Kenya, or mostly known as Kenya, is a country located in East Africa. Kenya is a highly populated country with a population more than 47.6 million people and is the 29th most populous country. Besides, this populated country also ranks highest in Africa as the most internet user with over 31 million people. One example of cybercrime that happened in Kenya is during 2018, which is National Bank Kenya under cyber attack. The hackers sneaked into National Bank Kenya and some resources state a sum of 29 million was stolen. Next, Cybersecurity Acts in Kenya. First, Cybersecurity and Protection Bill 2016, which aims to consolidate the law on cybercrime and to establish the National Cybersecurity Response Unit. Then, Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act 2018, which came on 30 May 2018 to protect the confidentiality, integrity and availability of computer system, programs and data. Lastly is Data Protection Act 2019, which came on 25 November 2019, responsible to protect the personal information of individuals. Then, here are examples of 3 types of penalties for the cybercrime, which are unauthorized access, unauthorized interference and false publication. All the penalties state that the fine for all the crime are at least not exceeding 5 million shilling or at least not exceeding 3 years in prison or both. Authorities that are responsible for Kenya's cybersecurity are first Communication Authority of Kenya, then from this authority, National Kenya Computer Incident Response Team Coordination Center has been established. Kenya also have the Information and Communication Technology Authority, which is state cooperation under the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Lastly, Government Enterprise Architecture Framework, which provide the ICT standard as guideline on how to implement it in government. Next, steps taken by government to mitigate or prevent cyber attack are: first, enhance the nation's cybersecurity posture objective. Next, build national capability, and lastly, foster information sharing and collaboration.
Next, we will take a look at the cybersecurity inside Mongolia. Mongolia is located in East Asia and its people is known as the Mongol. It have a low population with only 3.3 million people. The screen here shows one of the largest scale attack ever done on Mongolia. It is known as supply chain attack and done on Mongolian government agencies by a group of Chinese hackers called APT. This attack occurred in June 2020. The APT targets an app called Airbnb, which provides instant messaging capabilities to the company's main product or as a platform for human resource management. It is used by more than 430 Mongolian government agencies. Actually, the attack on Airbnb had occurred since 2018. The diagram on the right shows the timeline of the supply chain attack. First, in May 2018, APT added malware to Airbnb and spreading its Trojanized version via email. Then, in June 2020, hackers found another way to get inside the Airbnb backend. A month after that, which is during July 2020, hackers changed their remote access component from plug X to T-Manager. How does the cybersecurity legislation in Mongolia looks like? Mongolia have a weak cybersecurity compared to Kenya. This is because there is no legal provision for those who commit crime in information sector until 2002. The first cybersecurity legislation was introduced in 2002 and titled as Crime Against Computer Information. However, the lack of information regarding the law I stated just now caused cybercrimes to remain still in Mongolia. To overcome this issue, the Information Technology, Post and Telecommunication Authority of Mongolia have formed group to develop draft law on data protection. This slide shows the structure of the draft suggested for data protection of Mongolia. What are some of the actions taken by Mongolian government to strengthen its cybersecurity? First, the Mongolian government are revising on the draft law on data protection. If this draft is approved, the Mongolian will have a better and stronger cybersecurity. Second, the government are constantly improving their infrastructure to allow more citizens to gain access to the internet. And lastly, Mongolian government are constantly renewing their cybersecurity legislation so they can match with the fast pace of technological development.
For the last country, Austria is a landlocked country in East Central Europe which covers an area of almost 84 square kilometers, making somewhat smaller than Portugal, or slightly smaller than the US state of Maine. Austria has a population of nearly 8.7 million people in 2016. According to the Austria Federal Criminal Police Office, the total number of reported cybersecurity breaches in Austria grew steadily by 215% from the 9,000 in 2014 to 28,400 in 2019. Based on my research, there was a serious cyber attack took place on database of Austria Foreign Ministry on 4 January 2020. The report revealed that the attack aimed at the ministry's IT infrastructures and intent of gathering information. Consequently, authorities adopt the defensive measure immediately to defend and protect their infrastructures. Besides, it also set up a special committee to respond to the incident. In addition, they succeeded to clear up the IT system and end the cyber attack with the excellent cooperation and intensive work between all the departments involved. Likely, the highest possible data security at the Foreign Ministry is guaranteed, and no damage to IT equipment could be detected. While in 2018, there was distributed denial of service DDoS attack targeted website of the Parliament and various ministries in Austria. The government also enforced the rules of cybersecurity by providing penalties based on the cybercrime. For example, here, hacking will be given a fine of up to 360 daily rates, or imprisonment of up to 6 months, and in several cases even up to 3 years. While for denial of service, attacks causes imprisonment of up to 6 months or a fine of up to 360 days, or in several cases by imprisonment of between 6 months and 5 years. While phishing is punishable by imprisonment for up to 6 months or a fine of up to 360 daily rate. The same punishments also for offences of infections of IT system with malware, distribution sale, or offering for sale of hardware, software, or other tools used to commit cybercrime, and its possessions or use of them, while other types of penalty based on the cybercrime is identity theft or identity fraud, electronic theft, unsolicited penetration testing, any other activities that adversely affect or threaten the security. Next, step taken by government to prevent cyber attack is public awareness campaign. In the wake of elevated cyber threats, especially during the COVID-19 crisis, the Austrian government is actively expanding its cybersecurity public awareness campaign by alerting about phishing and malware threat and launching an end-user-focused cybersecurity awareness app. Second is cybersecurity R&D program. In Austria, this emphasis on security R&D of technology and devices that deem conducive to the emergence of safe and secure digital practices at all levels of society. Since we have taken a look of cybersecurity practices in Kenya, Mongolia and Austria, let's now make a comparison and decide which country has the strongest cybersecurity. In the table shown here, we can see that in all aspects, Austria possesses higher score than Kenya and Mongolia, while Kenya better than Mongolia in terms of MCSI rank, GCSI rank, public awareness, police participation in fight cybercrime, and lastly in terms of education and professional development. To sum up this comparison, we can clearly see that Austria is the best, while the cybersecurity of Kenya is better than Mongolia.
Based on the comparison that we just did, here are some recommendations or improvements that these countries can apply to strengthen their cybersecurity. For Kenya, the government need to reenact the legislation of cybersecurity based on current situations and cyber threat. For Mongolia, Mongolia needs to cooperate more with other countries to form an alliance that will strengthen its cybersecurity. And secondly, enforce the draft law on data protection to protect the data and privacy of Mongolia government agencies and its citizens.
Before we end our video, I would like to recite an ayah taken from Surah Ar-Ra'd ayat 11 which shows the situation of cybersecurity around the world. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a pupil until they change what is in themselves. And when Allah intends for a pupil ill, there is no repelling it, and there is not for them besides him any patron. Sadaqallahul Azim. From this verse, we learn that a country with weak cybersecurity, a country that are constantly attacked, should not remain idle because it will not change the situation. They should work hard and learn from other countries if they want to prevent the attack from occurring again in the future. That's all from our group. Thank you for watching.